morning, YouTube. We are out here in the front yard food forest at the moment, and it looks like it's nice out, but it's deceiving. It's been in the 30s and 40s, and we've had a bunch of snow. And this is the second round that we've had. We've had a really warm spring. It made all of my plum trees flower really early, and then we had a week of snow, and then it warmed up again in the 60s, 60s, almost in the 70s just recently, and that made all the peaches start to flower, and then we got dumped on with snow for the last 2 or 3 days. But you can see the peaches are still hanging in there. They're still strong, and lots of pink blooms. I'm sure the peaches will make it, but that's why you got to plant a lot of different varieties. And I've got some plums here that are the wild plums that I've dug up and transplanted here, which I think are either Prunus americana or Chickasaw plum. They've got really big thorns, and they're really small. They didn't even flower at all. They're just now kind of starting to open up about 2 or 3 weeks later than the other plums, the European or Japanese plums. And then I've got a bunch of peach trees that haven't started opening up yet. So long story short, the last 2 springs we've had some really weird weather where it warms up super warm, and then it gets super cold, like the normal temps this time of year in the 60s. And right now it's supposed to get up to maybe 38. It's really cold, even though the sun's out. So I'm going to take you guys over to the store and show you some other stuff that we're doing over there. An update on all the Pac-Man frogs and all the cool plants I've got over there. So it's a little bit greener and warmer over there. So. Well, how's it going, YouTube? We're back here in the store, and it's a lot warmer in here. In fact, it's 70, I turned it down, it's down to 73. It was running at 75. And I got this nice digital thermostat to keep the whole place nice, good temperature. And with the frogs, I keep the frogs at 75 pretty consistently. And then that allows it to go a little bit warmer during the day if it heats up with sun coming in the windows and everything. And the boys have their little section of the office. And they're working hard, aren't you?
Yeah, there's some stuff over there for sale.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to show you guys some of the stuff I've been up to lately. And we got a whole bunch of plants in. And I want to try to run you guys through all the different plants that we've got. I've got some live moss that I just recently got my hands on. And we went out in the woods and we're collecting, trying to get as many different species of moss as we could. Stuff that's got bark attached to it. And now the thing is with the live moss is you want to try to soak it for at least a day or two. Try to get as much dirt out of there and try to get as many bugs. Now the live moss, you got to be careful using this in a terrarium or anything like that. And the reason why is because you've got a lot of stowaways. You've got bugs and mites and everything like that. So you got to be careful. A lot of these are just going to be for terrariums that don't have frogs in it. I've got different mosses and stuff like that for a lot of the aquariums and tanks and terrascapes that we're setting up for the Pac-Man frogs. And I've got a little small thing of moss back here. We've got some bright red type of dwarf grass. It only gets about maybe 12 to 16 inches tops. We've got 2 different types of spreading moss right here. These are awesome. These are actually edible. This is Irish moss and Scottish moss. And we've got some sedums, a bunch of really dwarf ferns. These won't get too big. They'll fill an area pretty good, but we've got a whole bunch that we need to separate and get those ready. But look at the contrast of this green, the 2 different types of green moss. Now these are ground covers, so these are going to be spreading really good. And you put a little piece in an area and it'll just kind of make a nice green carpet. And check this stuff out. Got 2 kinds, a dark kind and a green kind. And we've got some really awesome sedums. Now these Also our ground covers, they spread, and these will be used in making terrariums, also in some frog tanks. And here's some awesome seed. There's some stuff here, some succulents I've never seen before. And these ones have like really awesome fuzzy leaves with purple tips. And there's a little flower coming out of there. And these are dwarf sedums over here. Another one, and I don't even know the names of these, but these are just awesome. So I'm going to be using these in some of the first tanks that I set up as display tanks and stuff like that. And yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of plants, a whole bunch of moss. I'm going to be setting these guys up here and letting this wild moss right here grow a little bit. And look how bright green that stuff is. And we've put more Java moss in with the goldfish. And you can see one of the pink ram's horn snails. They're like bubblegum pink. They're the coolest. Huh. Now, the best part about today is we're actually going to be doing some feeding. We're actually going to be feeding some of these mealworms right here to some of the Pac-Man frogs. Alright. Here's one of them. This is just a normal green Pac-Man frog right here. We're going to get to some of the albinos here in a minute. And I'm hoping I can get him to eat a little bit. So we'll see.
The one right here is Chompy. You guys might have not seen him in the other video. But he's in there in the corner.
Huh? Oh boy.
There we go. He's hungry. Yeah, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. And,
That's how they do it, guys. They just sit there and wait for something to come to them. I hope it looks good on camera, because this is one of the first live Pac-Man frog feeding videos that we've done. All right, we're moving on to the next one. All right, now this is a albino Pac-Man frog. This one's a 4-spot. I think it's a 4-spot patternless or just a 4-spot. Let's see if we can get it to eat a little something. Yep, says nope. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Let's see if I can get some of these guys to eat. Let's try this guy right here. Alright, let's try this guy. Hey, buddy. Wakey, wakey. Well, alright everybody, that's pretty much about it. I was going to see if I can get some of them to eat, and as you can see, I've only got a couple of them. I've got a bunch of spoiled Pac-Man frogs. They like their fish. They get a little picky after a while. So I've got some new plants. We have a new counter. It's going to be like a counter worktop that's going to be put in here. It'll be double, so I'll have like a workstation on this side, and it'll be kind of like a shelf desk area, not desk area. And then my office desk right here is actually going to be getting set up this weekend also, along with the shelf. And I already got the stuff to do the green screen as well too. So hopefully in the next week we'll have pretty much everything set up. The little shelf workstation, and hold on a second, buddy. And little shelf workstation, the little desk area, and the green screen. And yeah, so we're getting in business. And thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted on the next one.